Hello guys, I am doing something a little different for these videos. I was called to do North Node readings this morning, so I am doing North Node readings right now. I've just been drawing the cards and kind of letting Spirit decide who's next. So we're not going in any certain order. I'm just going to get as many done as I can today and then continue on tomorrow if I don't get them done today. The card I drew was Scorpio. And this is your North Node. If you don't know your North Node, you can always go to astrology, cafe astrology, or some kind of astrology site. Get your birth chart, find out your North Node. This is your true North, your North Star, your destiny, the energy you are kind of transmuting into, you're learning, you're growing into another kind of essence. You will always hold what you've learned and the energy you have, but you add to it. We grow. So these are for, and you can be any sign in your South Node or Sun sign and still have a Scorpio. North Node will, kind of depends on where you are. Just find out your North Node, guys. Scorpio is a water sign, and it's also very transformational energy. So, during this go around or this time on this earth, you're probably going through lots of transformations. Especially, I feel the North Node more into our 20s, 30s, etc. We start to really recognize how our energy is shifting and changing and growing, and we're kind of becoming maybe even quite different from what we were in our younger ages. So I do find that the North Node is pretty beneficial for later, but it's good to know your North Node anyhow. But Scorpio, this will be your North Node. So what I am doing is we are doing a starseed spread from the Starseed Tarot, and we're starting out with kind of where you're at right now, or what your being is right now, or what the situation is right now, how you're feeling, North Node Scorpio, because everybody's going through different stuff, and I just thought I'd get a different facet of the big picture here. So for Scorpio North Node, what's going on right now? These can be the external forces around you, or the situation, or how you're feeling right now, just the present moment. What's going on for North Node Scorpio? Node. Here we are. And it is the Three of Cups. This is celebration. This is coming together with Soul Tribe. This is finding out what and who you belong with and to and for, and what you will kind of contribute to society as a whole, but especially those closest to you. And it's really about recognizing what part you play in your soul tribe, your maybe your family, maybe your friends, maybe it's like it's a real coming together of lots of same kind of energies, but different energies, and all of you contributing to each other and helping each other grow. So during this, with your North Node in Scorpio, you may be really focused on becoming part of the group you belong to, or finding where you most can be yourself, your true authentic self, and it may even be around different types of people, different people that bring different energies, but you contribute to these people, and they contribute to your growth, and you contribute to theirs. So the next card is going to be, where do you start? And we always start where we begin, and that's at the beginning of our at least during this lifetime, we start when we're born, and we find throughout life some things that just keep popping in, keep guiding us forward, keep pushing us to change, transform. Maybe you were kind of in your younger years more secluded, maybe like a little hermity, maybe not social, and now you're finding you're kind of trying to find that place where you belong, and you are finding it. But this is like a step you can take next to kind of help you along your way. those of you with Scorpio for your North Node, the next kind of like if you're wondering like where do I begin here, and it's the High Priestess. So okay, and it did come out reversed, and I am kind of paying attention to that. It's not all or nothing if it's reversed, you guys. It's just saying you may be blocking your intuition right now. To stop blocking your intuition. Stop. If you are being guided towards a group or towards a celebration with people you love, family, you may be being guided towards people that aren't even kind of like you. And you're like, no. And you're like, you're not listening. There might be something where you need to listen to your higher guidance. And it's trying to lead you towards maybe even a different group of people. Maybe you are enjoying your time with a certain group of people and you're just not listening to the higher calling to maybe step out of the same group of friends or step into something new. There is something here about just kind of like you're in a situation where you got like what feels like a really tight community or soul tribe, but there's also something here helping guide you into your next the next step, and you need to just maybe slow down. Maybe you're spending a lot of time hanging out, partying, socializing, and you need to take some more time to yourself to listen to what you could be doing to kind of benefit yourself in a higher way. And by higher or better, I mean like a more spiritual way, because these are very spiritual and energetic readings that I'm doing, so that it's like in an energetic way. Like this could be actually draining your energy is also a thing I'm feeling here. If that's your situation. So if your North Node is in Scorpio, you could be really being called by your higher self to step out of a social situation or a group of people to get more in touch and in tune with what it is you are doing, like where it is you're going, what it is you want to maybe even change about a group situation or something. There's just something you need to stop and listen to a little more that I feel like Spirit has been trying to communicate to you. And what can you do to support yourself in this? Knight of Swords, and communicate. This is also really doing a lot of thinking and taking action on what you're thinking about. You could really be thinking about this kind of higher calling, or this how do I describe the High Priestess energy? It's that small voice that's so loud, but it's so easy to just dismiss as just anything, everything but what it is. But there's some need to kind of think about what's being communicated to you and go ahead and move towards it mentally. There might be something here that's kind of it's like you want to get into something. There's something calling you forward that you may be dismissing, or out of something, even maybe out of a group or something situation you're in, to get more back to spirit or back to your energy, back to your original energy. This could be that you're absorbing a lot of other people's energy. But it's saying, you know, this would be beneficial for you is to think about where you're kind of, and she's getting ready to put her toes in this like pool of light. And the message coming to me is be very aware and clear about what you're dipping your foot into. And that's what I want to say. What you are getting ready to do, there is an action, there is a choice and a decision, I feel like, that you need to make about what exactly you're going to let absorb you, or what you're going to absorb. That's the message. And this is going to be the greater lesson here. Through having Scorpio as your North Node, what is the greater lesson here to get through this here? And it doesn't seem bad. It just seems like maybe you might be not taking enough time to listen to a higher calling. maybe not being pulled towards the energy that's more in alignment with you. Maybe this isn't in alignment with you anymore. That happens a lot when we grow into more of our North Node energy. We kind of grow away from things that used to resonate with us, and we start to resonate with other things. And then we're like, well, do I want to? And then we're analyzing the situation, and we really, this is about taking that mental action, say yes, that, make a decision on that and do it. It's a Page of Wands, so it is being very spiritually driven and passionate about moving forward. And I feel this, like it's almost like, I don't want to say lazy, but that's kind of the energy I'm getting. Like the lesson is to not stop, to keep going, to not rest too long, like where you're at. That's what I'm getting. Like there's maybe you do this a lot, for some of the Scorpio North nodes I'm reading for, where you kind of don't follow what you really, really want. You don't go towards what you are being driven towards spiritually. With the High Priestess there, you could be kind of ignoring that kind of passionate call. Maybe you're thinking almost too much about it, and instead of just going and getting in there, getting in there and making the moves. And now whether this is to go towards a some kind of situation or to kind of get out of a situation that's kind of either it's just not in alignment with you anymore, or there is something in alignment more so for you, and you just aren't maybe heeding the call to this group or to this tribe or to this family. It could be a family situation, but it's like, don't hesitate. And especially when you see the opportunity there, don't hesitate. Go through and see where like kind of following your passion, and maybe, a lot of the times with the North Node, we do have trouble with it because maybe at times in our younger years before we matured, when we were experiencing our North Node energy, it was very different from what we were used to, and we didn't handle it maybe in the most mature way. And that's the Page too. It can be an immature way of handling that fire energy. But this is water, so you could be actually a fire sign, or, there's just something here about maybe hesitating and kind of, I think the message I'm trying to say is like the greater lesson is not to hesitate when you feel something really passionate. And at this point, when you're interested in your North Node energy, you are mature enough to know it's okay to not hesitate, because you're not going to make the same decisions you made when you were younger, or whatever that is, to go ahead and follow your spirit, your passion. You could just maybe even, there's just something here about, I feel like looking back and like wondering if you should move forward, like questioning whether or not this is something you really want to leave, is what I'm kind of feeling both. So I don't know who this is for, but I hope it does help. And this is going to be how these energies all come together here. And they're coming together in the King of Wands reversed, which is not feeling confident or sure about the steps you're taking. Now, all these energies you can change by listening to that higher calling. Go ahead and jump into something that you feel passionate about. Don't lack the confidence or hesitate because you're afraid. And I feel this with the Wands energy a lot. Sometimes fire is afraid of its own fire. It's afraid of its own passion. It's afraid of its own, because it can be destructive. And if you've ever experienced that in this lifetime, where it's like, man, I'm really wanting to make this change. I'm really wanting to go here. I'm really wanting to step away from this and into this. It's saying, take the role of being your own leader and have passion and courage and charisma. And it's just like, don't hesitate. No, it's like, if you listen to this High Priestess energy, this High Priestess, it's telling you, it's making sure you understand, yes, This is the right direction. Don't question it. But there's a feeling of not listening. Now, whether this is to get out of, and 3 can be overindulgence. You could be overindulging. Getting away from the overindulgence and really moving on and not feeling any regret or any doubt about where you're going. Think about that. Think about like what you're really leaving. Like if it is overindulgence or just a group of people that don't necessarily feed your spirit anymore. It doesn't mean you don't love them. It doesn't mean they aren't a part of your life, but maybe it's time to do whatever it is that is calling to you. Whether this is joining a different, it could be anything, you guys. It could be just going after something different, and you're just kind of either really sitting here or you need to go towards something like this. All right, sorry about that. So in this energy, you guys, with that King of Wands, and it was reversed, but you can definitely take the guidance and work with these energies to really become a lot more confident and self-aware and passionate about moving in this kind of a new way of maybe thinking even. This could be a really different way of thinking than you're used to about even a situation or something you want to move towards or away from. It could go either way, you guys. So that being said, I'm going to get a crystal mandala card for North Node Scorpio. On this, I feel like you are being called forward to take on a little more of a leadership role or more of a passionate, and I do feel that leadership, and it's maybe you're just used to being around people and kind of not being the leader necessarily, but just kind of being, part of the group. Maybe you're supposed to stand out a little more here. Maybe you're not feeling too sure, but you can also be thinking a lot more about it in the head instead of in the crown chakra, third eye, like really paying attention to that high priestess energy that is trying to move you forward. And it's a divine rebel. Oh my goodness. This is Scorpio kind of, I feel this Scorpio energy too, but it's like divine rebel. It's, it's willing to go to all extents to be on your divine path and to, and also if you just look at the words, it's just like, oh, you could definitely be rebelling against like divine energy. That's not what the book says. That's not what it necessarily is, but it's like, when you do rebel against something, whether it's a group or a situation or something, or you leave something and move on to something, it's because you're being guided and it's because you're passionate about it. And if you're lacking that passion and that enthusiasm and that courage and that leadership, you're not going to move towards it. And then I can't help but notice the moon in the background. There could be some unknown energy here that you're just kind of unsure about, like leaving, or leaving something to going to something kind of more unknown, as she's kind of hesitating to put her foot in this. And then you can't see what's behind this door, but it's like, don't hesitate just because you don't know what's behind the door or what's in the portal. Just do. That's what I'm feeling. So we will read all these, but I'm just pulling the cards right now. Scorpio North Node. Divine Rebel. I do feel that with Scorpio energy too. It's just fourth ray of harmony. And then we're going to get a soul seed, soul seed oracle. Maybe you're being asked to bring harmony to a situation and you just don't know. Maybe you aren't feeling confident in like the reunification of it or something like that, or it's just whoop. Now 2 of these came out and I'm going to have to take them because, 3, you guys. We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. You got the love. Hadarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. And the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. I am feeling with the children and the mother here. You could even be being kind of guided towards a family situation or something. And maybe you need to set stronger boundaries maybe with the people you're around, or there's just something here about being stronger and more sure of yourself. But I am going to sit those down. Here's that door again, the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and read the crystal mandala real quick. We bring you the blessing of the divine rebel. Divine rebels shake things up, create a divine disturbance, and refuse to play by the rules. And this would be you got the love, the boundaries. So you may need to set some boundaries with a situation you're in with friends or family or something. And it's going to shake things up, but that's because there's something here trying to, that you're passionate about, that I feel like it's going to affect others and nurture others too. It may not feel like that to them at the time, but it is going to help some kind of, it could be even a codependent situation or something. It's interesting. It will have its, oh, hold on. They do this because they love divine love. They know there is nothing as powerful as the unconditional love of the divine. It will have its way in the world, in the hearts of all living beings. It will not be tamed, controlled, restricted, or denied. You could be fighting yourself on moving towards something because you're lacking courage or to do so, but it's Spirit's coming in saying, go ahead, shake it up. You're maybe in a situation right now that's codependent. Maybe even I was feeling dependency or even overindulgence and not setting boundaries. And it's time to stand up maybe for yourself here. If you have a Scorpio North Node and this resonates, if there is a rule that gets in the way of that love, then the divine rebel will find another way so that that love can have its way. The divine rebel in you is not meant to do things the way others say you should. Some people may become frustrated with you because they won't know why you have to stand up and speak your truth. That's okay. Divine rebels are not always understood, but they are respected by those who are ready to make love more important than fear, and who are willing to contribute constructively towards healing the world. That's kind of what I'm feeling is like, if you stand up for this situation, or I don't know if this is a friend situation, family situation, something here, and you do say what you feel and go towards something that just feels better, or are you helping guide somebody to something that feels better? It's actually from a place of deep love, and you are being guided that way. You may not be listening necessarily to that voice right now, but I hope this message helps if you are doubting where you're being led, because I feel like it's a real healing journey here that you're on. We're going to read the fourth ray of harmony. This could be bringing a situation in your life right now to more of a healthy love, maybe a healthy balance. But there's something you have to do here and trust, even though you can't see. And it may involve communication or saying something, speaking your truth about love and why you're leaving or why you're going. There's something here. And it's all part of your divine path right now, okay? So let's get into this. The sixth ray. Fourth ray. Sixth card. The fourth ray of harmony comes to you now with the qualities of beauty, harmony, and balance. It empowers you to complete a spiritual initiation. Any conflict you experience now serves your divine purpose. That's what I'm feeling like. There could be some kind of energy that's kind of, either you could even be having conflicting feelings about staying or leaving or going towards something, but there is some kind of maybe lack of boundaries, and there could be a codependency or even some kind of overindulgence here in the middle, where that's where you're at right now, and you're ready to move forward, and you're ready to try something different and go towards what's really calling you, what's really it's a much more nurturing and healing path. It will eventually become the fuel you need to be born anew. Something negative will be transformed into something positive. And that's what I'm feeling like. This could be kind of a negative situation, but I think it's going to affect everybody in a healing kind of way, because we got the deep love, mother's milk, birth is a portal, and the inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. So this is going to help the people around you also, whatever this is. And it may require you to be the courageous one, you to be the leader, you to take the first step. through the divine rebel path of standing up for the real divine love, unconditional love. If somebody's, it's just really speaking about that and taking action towards it. The Archangel Gabriel helps you to receive the blessing of the fourth ray of harmony now. I love that. So that is a nice message. And then we're going to go ahead and read We the Hathors. Birth is a portal that ushers in new life. The Hathors are here to remind you that you're a child of the Cosmic Mother and you're being called to be held by her deep, never-ending love and embrace. This is a tender, nourishing card reminding you to receive the deep, deep love of the Mother's embrace. The Hathors know that the journey on Earth can be rocky and lonely at times, but you're being reminded to rest more deeply in the Mother's arms and to trust that even if you're having doubts or questioning what you're kind of, even if it's an energy or a thought that you're leaving behind to pursue something that's actually more reflective of universal love for each and every, no matter how, there's so many people that think, people are unlovable because they've done this or this or this. And it's about forgiveness and unconditional love. And there's something here about that too. It says you're being called to remember your place in the web of life and to realize that the Cosmic Mother is watching you every step of the way. You may be going through a transition right now, moving from one way of being to another. If so, you're being reminded that you are cradled in the sacred container, that you're more held than you can possibly imagine, and you have access to more love than your heart can bear. If you're struggling in any way, you're being reassured that things will work out. Open yourself to receiving the overflowing love of the Cosmic Mother, flooding towards you from every direction. Let it stretch your heart. Yes, there is something definitely here. You got the love. I'm going to read that. 3 cards came out, so we're reading them, you guys. So your reading is going to be a little longer, but that's okay. The Hadarians are believed to be beacons of pure, divine, unconditional love who see love in all people and situations. And that's what I'm feeling like. There's a situation here you are either like moving into that or you're trying to understand, like, how do I put this? You need to show it more love and you need to move towards, like, your higher self might be saying, yes, this is unhealthy, but there's a way to love, like, even like stepping away from it or moving away from something that's unhealthy, will bring it back. Will make everybody see why you're doing that. And it's for a higher purpose. As a result, they can find it hard to have boundaries. Yes, this is what I'm feeling. They love who see love in all people and situations. As a result, they can find it hard to have boundaried, interdependent, healthy relationships because they only see the unconditional nature of those they meet. So there could be a situation here where it's just kind of not healthy and not where Spirit's kind of calling you. Forgive them, love them, let them work through their energy. And if this is you, have understanding for yourself and step away from this kind of, to move into a more passionate place where you actually can get kind of, I'm feeling like with this message, especially away from something that's, and you're being called away from it because it's just, it feels like it's just not divine love. It's not the way it needs to be for you. That's what I'm feeling. The lovers of the cosmos, they dive in fast. They're here to learn how to love while in a separate body, to learn to love self first and then establish healthy relationships with others, to remember that the love they seek is already within them, that they truly do have the love all on their own. The message of this card is to review the ways you may need to establish healthier boundaries. Perhaps you're in a codependent relationship in which you may be losing your sense of self. It's common for starseeds to dive deep into relationships, particularly with those who feel safe and familiar at a soul level. Perhaps you're in a relationship in which you give more than you receive. I am feeling like there's something you're being called away from to move towards that's going to be a lot more innocent, more fair, more healthy, and more loving, more in alignment with the Divine Mother, you know. Perhaps or this card is assigned to do a relationship review and see what energetic agreements you've made, consciously or unconsciously, to acknowledge if there are relationships in which you feel anxious or powerless. And that could be this too, around a group of people or something, and you just kind of already gotten, stop it, Dale. got sucked into maybe some, this could be, I was feeling that, I don't feel it all the time with the Three of Cups, but I was feeling like overindulgence of some sort, some kind of crutchy energy. To acknowledge if your relationship is in which you feel anxious or powerless, in which you don't feel like it's safe to relax and just be you. To assess if there are any places of inadequacy that you used a relationship to soothe and cover up. And that's moving into this more confident. You could, and what I'm really feeling with this, you guys, is if you have a Scorpio North Node and you've been in a toxic relationship, or you are, and you know you're being called out of it, Spirit's coming in here saying you have to get the confidence back in yourself. And you have to forgive those who, you know, you don't have to, but it's healthier to forgive and say, you know what, I understand that each person's fighting their own battles, but there's got to be a new day, a new dawn. You can't keep in this energy, because you're going to keep getting called out of it into a new way of thinking about it. So I feel like that's what a lot of you with the Scorpio North Node are facing right now, is really looking at something differently, analyzing it differently, and trying to regain your confidence and enthusiasm back for something different, so you can get out of this kind of stuck energy. And then I'm going to read the Golden Children. The Golden Children. Oh, come on. Well, it might be under, there we go. There we go. Golden children, children of the sun, are highly advanced, extremely intelligent souls who are incarnating increasingly on planet Earth. They have little or no personal karma and possess incredible gifts and intuitive abilities. And I am feeling that mother-child thing. So this could even be about moving away from a situation or a group, or leaving behind some addictions or some codependency to be more nurturing. Maybe to, I want to say it's you have to nurture here, your inner child. You may be one of these golden children. They have little or no personal karma and possess incredible gifts and intuitive abilities. Golden children are born with a very clear mission. Many remember it from a young age and begin answering and sharing it early in life. Due to their unique intelligence, they may find themselves easily bored at school. Most have never incarnated on Earth before, and so, if they're not supported in the right ways, they struggle with physical life here. They're often referred to as the new humans. If you pull this card, it may be a sign that you're being called to mother, father, or nurture a child. You may be called to tend to your own inner child, a creative idea or project, or a new beginning. And that's what I'm feeling, like a new beginning away from this kind of old energy and this old way of thinking, and having like little to no boundaries and maybe some dependency issues. To give it every chance to grow and reach adulthood, to encourage it, to water it, to see the world through the innocence of a child, to see yourself and all others as innocent children, to remember that deep down everyone is trying their best, and if they're treated with a tender heart, they'll not harden as they journey through this great adventure called life. I was feeling a little message like that about this situation, if this is a toxic relationship. You have to remember everybody's going through their journeys, and if some people weren't treated nicely and kindly, they do, people act out, and sometimes they don't realize that that's what they're doing until later. But you have to let them learn that themselves. It's not your job to teach them. But you can nurture and love, but you might have to think about something a little differently here about the dynamic going on here. That's what I'm feeling. Scorpio North Nodes for your reading. I always appreciate you guys coming, watching your videos. I hope this helped somebody, and I will talk to you later.